What kind of variables do we have? So on the one hand, we have categorical variables, which are also called qualitative variables. These consist of names or labels that are not numbers that we can count or measure in any way. So for example, we have gender, we have male, females, we have ethnicity, many different ethnicities, brand of car, and so on. These are all labels, and there's really no natural order to these. We can just simply list them in any order we choose. On the other hand, we have numeric variables. These are also called quantitative variables. Examples of that are age, height, family size, number of students in a class, all kinds of other variables. And the important thing for the numeric variables, again, we have either counts or we have measurements. For the categorical variables, we have either nominal data, which cannot be arranged in any ordering scheme. So for example, political party or gender, even though we may feel very strongly that one political party is better than another one, it is simply personal preference, and we could list this in any order. Then we have ordinal data. This one can be arranged in an ordering scheme, such as military rank, class level, even grades with A, B, C, D, and so on. And one special one we'll look at later on a little closer is binary data, which is variables with only two possible categories. On the other hand, for the numeric variables, we have discrete versus continuous data. Discrete data is countable data. Oftentimes that is whole numbers, such as number of students, household size, number of courses taken, but it also could be countable numbers, half numbers, such as shoe sizes, where we have, size 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. And when we compare that with our continuous data, which is really a measurement on a continuous scale where we can get more and more accurate if we just have a better measurement instrument. So these are the possible values are infinite. There's no gaps between, such as weight, GPA, anything we measure. We will do some practice in class because it is very important, first of all, to distinguish categorical versus numeric variables. This comes back throughout the course later on when we're trying to do inferential statistic. It is essential that we understand whether it's categorical variable, where we simply can count up like which one is the most frequent value. We can calculate percentages with that. Compare that with numeric variables where we have numbers, we can calculate the totals, we can calculate the mean and the median and standard deviation and so many other numerical measurements. It is really important to understand the differences. Now, one thing to watch out, you can see the warning over here, is not all numeric data is quantitative. Generally, when we see numbers, we're going to say, okay, that's numerical data. If we have labels or something else, we're going to say it's categorical. However, sometimes we have numbers that stand instead of a name, such as we could have jersey numbers to identify a player. We could have zip codes that are just a labeling of the area. And so if it's not a count or a measurement, then those numbers could stand for categorical data. So just be careful with that.